Yeah.
So, did you install Python, or you want me to help with the Python installation?
I have installed Python.
Okay, great. So today we'll try to understand what is by Python and the history of the Python. And tomorrow onwards, we'll enter into data types in Python, how to work with the data types. I mean, we are starting from the very scratch, you can say.
Okay.
So when you say introduction to the Python, there are multiple concepts we have it. The history of the Python, Python software foundation, we call it as a PSF, and how the Python has been derived, or how the Python is getting uh, initiative from different programming languages like C, Java, or Excel.
Mm.
And what are the real time, a few couple of real time examples, so that it will be help us to correlate our subject with real time examples. So where they're using the Python, the usage of the Python, the futures what we have in Python. Though I'm not explaining every future right now in the current class, but in going forward we'll explore.
Okay.
So the comparison with other programming language, why Python is booming compared to other languages like C or Java or etc. So though the Python is introduced before Java, still the Java was booming
Mm.
till certain period of time. So everybody said .NET or Java, but after certain period of like 200, 2000, the Python started recognizing, and the people are converting from Java to Python. Why? We need to know.
Mhm.
It was 1991. Python, Python was introduced, and 1995 I think Java was introduced. So 5 years older than Java, but still Java was recognized compared to Python. What are the reasons, and how the Python has been overcome from those issues? We'll try to understand those.
Mhm.
So what are the versions we have in Python, which are stabilized versions and which are using by organizations? We'll try to understand in introduction classes.
Mhm.
And Python flavors. What are the flavors we have? There is a just an exclamatory mark, or all these things are there just while typing I did it. So Python IDE, interactive development environment. So though you installed Python in your system, that is an editor version. That means you have a notepad and you'll type your program like a Java or C++, and you will execute it. But along with that, there are some integrated development environments which are helping you to complete your exercise much easier and much faster. What are those? So which one you installed? Anaconda or Jupyter, or just a Python?
I have Anaconda, Jupyter, and Spider.
Got it. So Python execution modes. What are the modes we have to execute it? When I come to Java, I will write 10 lines program or 20 lines statement. Then I'll execute it in one shot. Are you able to execute line by line in Java?
Java line by line, yes.
Or 100 lines you'll write it, then you'll execute it, right? Generally.
Mhm.
But here, Python is an integrated and interactive mode environment. So there are functionalities which we taken from Java, C, Pascal, COBOL, and etc. etc. It can be executed multiple modes, like a batch mode or a line by line interactive mode. So the people who are new to Python, they go with the interactive mode. The people who already specialized in Python, they go for batch mode.
Mhm.
So maybe the latest version of Java have both options, but early stage of Java has only batch mode. Uh, Python data types. What are the data types you have, and what are the difference between the Python data types to other programming data types? We'll try to see.
Okay.
So this is just a introduction classes,
Mhm.
and once here we are going two modes. One is interactive theoretical mode, and followed by hands-on side by side. We'll see.
Mhm.
Python history is nothing but it is Python is user-friendly programming language which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like a normal English statement. So the person who is a non-programmer can able to read the statement and understand what statement it is. For an example, print in bracket hello. He can understand is nothing but he's trying to give um, an output called hello. So that way, this is very simple English. Not required like 10 lines program to execute for addition or subtraction, or not required to write hundreds of program, which is a complex one where the non-programmer cannot understand. It's just a simple English. And Python was developed by Rosen in the year of 1989 or 1990s, early 1990s or late 1989. So that shows that it is much older programming language than the Java. So Java was introduced in 1995, so 6 years old. Hence Python is old programming language than Java. I can say like this. Am I right? Are you agreeing with this?
Mhm.
But till 2010, Java was popular compared to Python, that is because of security, because of object-oriented language, or other reasons. So what Python did is, when they started innovating a new version, when they started releasing a new version, they started adopting a new the features which are available in different programming languages. So Java and C++ has object-oriented. So take that one. And Java is much higher security compared to other programming language. So take that one and accommodate in your Python suite, then
Mhm.
release as a new version. So when they start adopting the new functionalities, which is already available in different programming languages, Python become more secure, more and more friendly, like other programming languages, and much faster and compared to other programming languages. That is the reason people started recognizing. Though it was a very old programming language, but people started recognizing from 2010s. Are clear?
Yes.
So when they recognized on 1989 till 2001, no one bothered about Python, and just the people say that there is one language, but no one is looking into Python. So what they did is they started the foundation, Python Software Foundation. Again, the same person, the owner who innovated this Python, he is the owner for this founder for this one also, and the mission is to foster the development of Python community. So in Java, if I want to execute some code, I supposed to write 100 lines of program, which can be complete in 5 to 10 lines in Python code. That is the mission of this. If Java is doing for 100 lines, and if I'm also doing for 100 lines, what is the difference? What make me to difference? Think differently.
Mhm.
So the mission of this PSF is you have to complete the program much faster than other programming languages in a shorter length. That is the only one thing. So in 2005, PSF received a Computer World Horizon Award for cutting edge technologies. So that is also one of the note I can say.
Mhm.
And the official site for Python is python.org. So if you go to this one, you will find the books, you will find softwares, you will find glossary related to Python.
Mhm.
So what is the derivation we have for Python means? The Python was inbuilt or derived by taking features or advantages from various other programming languages. So procedural oriented programming, we got it from C, and object oriented programming, we got it from C++ and Java. Scripting language, we got it from a shell script, and modular programming, we got it from Modular 3. Like this, I'm just giving a couple of examples.
Mhm.
So like this, from the different packages, different programming languages, the features whatever it is available, it has been acquired. You can say they also adopted this kind of features and made it as a Python suite. So when you come to C programming, the Python has been introduced functions. So square function, sum function. So if I want to add some numbers, I need to sum all the numbers by writing a code. But by using a small code like sum, like in Excel, I can able
Mhm.
to finish my work. And when I come to Java or C++, I can go for object-oriented programming, nothing but reusability code and flexibility of the code and security. So these are the functions or features which has been adopted from Java and C++. And scripting language is nothing but dynamic data type. If I coming to Java or C++ or a C, first I need to define my variable, whether it should be behave like an integer or a string or a boolean or etc. Then I can able to use that particular variable in my program. But when I coming to Python, these are dynamic variables. Whenever you want in a program, just directly you can assign a value. Based on the value, the variable will behave. So for example, x equal to 10. 10 is an integer, so x is going to behave like an integer variable. If x equal to Amar, Amar is a string, nothing but a character, so x will behave like a string. So it's a dynamic data type, no need to be defined upfront before writing any code. So that is going to be reduction of your number of variables.
Okay.
And modular programming is nothing but set of modules, which is predefined modules which are available in Python. You can say more than 89,000 plus modules are available to minimize your code. So this is the way, by using these modules, in the modules we have different functions and classes, objects. So this will help you to reduce the code what you are trying to write it. For example, if I want to square it, all the variables whatever I have in my data. So I need to write a for loop or a while loop, and I need to finish them. Maybe 5 lines or 10 lines program. If I come to Java or C, but that can be completed by writing a small test called square. That is available by using a model. And Amara, do I need to know all these 89,000 models? No, I will not say. It's not recommended to remember. Even myself, I don't remember 89,000 models. Depend on the application which you are going to work. You are going to know 5 to 10 or maximum of 20 modules.
Okay.
Do not worry about that. So if I'm going to work with data science, I may have 5 to 10 or max 20. If I'm going to gaming side, I have 20 max. If I'm going to work with mathematics, I have maybe 5 to 10. If I'm going to work with statistics, I may have 5 to 10. Or if I'm trying to connect my database from Python to SQL, Python to Oracle, Python to other databases, there might be 2 or 3 modules. So the application where you are going to work, the task related to modules, you need to be aware. It's not meaning that all 89,000 is available. I need to know all 89,000. No one remember all the things. Everyone is going to Google and find out.
Okay.
So finally, I can say when you say derivation, Python is nothing but a hybrid programming language. And every day there is a new model which is going to be added to the existing models. So I'll not say no. So when you say dynamic data types, if I'm coming to Java, C, C++, Pascal, or COBOL, first I need to define the integer. Then I need to assign it. For example, int x equal to 10. Nothing but first I'm defining x has to behave like an integer. Then I'm adding only the integer values.
Okay.
But similarly, if I come to y equal to 4.5, so first I define as a float, then I assign 4.5. When I coming to z, I defined as a string, then I assign hello. In case if you're not going to use string values in your program, that means the variable is a waste. And again, if you need some variable which is not available, again you need to go back to the starting of the program and you need to define it. But when I'm coming to Python, it's a totally dynamic based data types. In the sense, when you assign any value to any variable, based on the value, the behavior of the data type will be changed for the variable. Right now, I assign x equal to 10. X equal to 10 means 10 is nothing but an integer. So the behavior of x will behave like an integer, the data type. So I assign directly y equal to 4.5. So 4.5 is nothing but a float value. So the y is going to behave like a float. And second thing is, in order to go to the starting of the program, you can define the variables wherever you want, just like typing. Are you clear?
Yeah.
On single or double quotation or triple quotation, you can write your string.
Okay.
Amar, you're telling just like this, single quotation, double quotation, or triple quotation. Why then? What is the reason behind to maintain multiple quotations?
Mm-hmm.
There should be a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, for an example, if you're writing any string, within the string another string, then there should be a differentiation between one string to other string, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, I'm writing, or let me take it like this. Now, to give a differentiation, which is a substring, which is a main string, I can maintain single quotation, double quotation, and triple quotation. So my double quotation says that my starting word is A and ending word is A.
Mm-hmm.
My single quotation says that my starting is P and my ending is L.
Mm-hmm.
So to give a differentiation, I can go for single quotation, double quotation, or a triple quotation. It- but when if you don't have string within the string, then you can use anything as per your requirement. But when you're working with some kind of test data, so you need to be more cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And in Python, there is a function which is a part of your module. So I told you there is 89,000 plus modules. If I want to know the behavior of the variable, you can see the type.
Mm-hmm.
Type is a function which is available in Python. It's a default function. In bracket, the variable name.
Mm-hmm.
So when you type this like this, the system is going to return whether it is going to behave like a float or an integer or hello. So right now I'm typing, I'm going to Python. This is my Python shell right
Mm-hmm.
now, which I'm showing. So you can see the version which I'm using currently.
Okay.
And there are two ways you can interact with your Python. One is the interactive mode. If I type something, the system will return. For example, I equal to y equal to 10.5 and the type of y. Now, when you press enter, system is giving an interaction saying that the outcome of the previous line is class and it's a float.
Mm-hmm.
But is it a mandatory? I need to give an interaction line by line means may not be required. So what I can do is I can create a batch mode.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, when you open a new file, you have a test, free test, like a notepad. You
Mm-hmm.
can write whatever you want. And from now onwards, take a habit of taking a print option for
Okay.
outcome. If you're not giving a print, it will give the outcome like a print, the float only, but it's not give different. But if you take a print,
Mm-hmm.
if there is any discrepancy, it will not give any problem. So right now, when you press enter, system is not giving any outcome unless until when you say run option.
Okay.
So this is called batch mode. So you
Mm-hmm.
write hundreds of line program, and once you finish your program, then you will click on run button for execution.
Mm-hmm.
For example, right now I'm saving in desktop. You can see my outcome is coming as class.
Mm-hmm.
Though I type and print type, I'm getting the same outcome. But take it as a habit. What is my print? Or I don't know what is my print. I need some help. How to write a
Mm-hmm.
syntax. So help of print. Now you can see help on built-in function. It's a built-in function. Print type is in the module built-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And the how to write it means print value, and in case if you want to separate by comma and or you need to be give a space between one value to other value, or you want to write print data type colon what is the data type you want to be displayed some text.
Mm-hmm.
So the syntax you can find out here. We'll discuss in future, don't worry. I'm just
Okay.
giving at high level introduction. So what are my models right now? As I told you, there are 89,000 plus models are available, and it's Python still adding new models depending on R&D and confirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And because of these models only, the Python is more powerful than other programming languages. If you don't have these models, again it is also one of the existing programming language like other programming languages. No one is going to be show interest on this. Amar, just by giving a print or help option, I can do it in Java, or I
Mm-hmm.
can do it in C++. These are just a function which is a part of module. But there are more powerful modules for data analytics or gaming purpose or computer vision, which is not available in Java or which is not available in Pascal or COBOL or C++. Just to show how the layer works in Python, I'm showing two functions like print and help. But
Okay.
when it comes to computer vision, data mining, data analytics, the the packages or modules are more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
So where I can use my modules in the sense the modules are different from one application to other application. When you say data science, nothing but artificial intelligence, I have a set of models which is separated from other models. When I come
Mm-hmm.
into machine learning models, I have different models. When I come to big data, for connection of big data or extracting the data from query extraction from big data, I have different models. Or for testing applications, I have different models. Or for doing networking activities, I have different models. For animations, for graphs, or for handling your OS. If you come to Linux, not a Windows operation, Linux operation system, Python is inbuilt one. It is inbuilt by default inbuilt one, and it has some kind of artificial intelligence. So the packages are different, the modules. And if you want to be connected or MySQL, I have different package module. And if you want to be connect XML or Excel, CSV file, PDF file to reading your PDF file, we have different models. And if you see the math is not mathematics. Let me show you that help of math. I don't know what is this module. Assume that I'm a layman. I don't know anything about this module. So help math. Just click on run button. You can see uh, I will see why it's not working. I'll check it out. So by using a math function, help option, you can able to see what exactly this math can do and what is the functions you have within this math module. You can able to get it. Similarly, if you want to do some kind of administrative activities or a graphical representation, every different application or a task, you have different models.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you can see here, I have a math function. I imported already, then why it's not working? Put math. So you can see here, when you see, I'm trying to import the math for, for my shell scripting purpose, and I'm trying to see what is the directory it has, what exactly it has it. I want to take a help. So
Mm-hmm.
you can find there are 137 lines you have it within this directory. When you double click on that, you can see It has multiple functions. It can do list activity, it can do addition, it will use a string function, or it can do delimiter, equation, like this. All mathematical operations you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Count function, copy, extend, index, pop, remove. These are the different functions you can able to use it within the math function.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
So this is a snapshot what I given for your reference purpose. Import math for importing the math function, math module. Within the module, you have different functions which you can find out here.
Okay.
So for example, I want to do a truncate or I want to do square. You can see here tan function, square root, sin h, gamma. All these are different functions which is available under math. Now
Okay.
I want to apply one function. For example, I want to uh, I I want to apply pi, or I want to apply square. I want to apply a log. I don't know. I want to apply it. There should be syntax for that. I don't know
Mm.
what is the syntax of that. How to write. So print math.py.
Okay. 3.14.
Automatically showing. It's automatically showing .py.
Mm.
So by using dot function. So if you want to execute some function, maybe square. I don't know how to write a square. So help math square, right? Or log.
Mm-hmm.
You can see log function is nothing but log is going to be log open and scroll close bracket. The how to write this function means log in bracket. You require to insert one variable only. X, it's showing only x. If it's showing x comma y, then two variables. It return the logarithm of x.
Okay.
So this is trying to give some information how to write a syntax.
Mm-hmm.
Or give me two variables what you have. You need to remember.
Mm.
Add function is there. Square root is power is there, no? Power I'll take. Power of something. Now you can see here. So help within the function power in a module called module math. So in a math module, you have a function called power, and the
Mm-hmm.
syntax is power in bracket x comma y. X comma y and return x power of y.
Mm-hmm.
So if you write this syntax, the system is going to return your outcome. So math dot power. So
Okay.
let me write that one also for you. Is this here? Print math is the module, power of the function. So I want 2 to the power of 3. Now print. So you can see the outcome is exact.
Yeah.
So this is the way you need to be identify your function within the module,
Mm-hmm.
because every module have hundreds of functions.
Okay.
So by going to directory, you can find out the functions. By going to help option, you can able to get your syntax.
Mm-hmm.
So I just given a couple of examples here for our understanding purpose. So
Okay.
directory is the option function to identify which are the functions are available within this
Okay.
module.
Mm-hmm.
And once you identify your functions, which are the functions that are available, to know how to use that particular function, nothing but syntax, I used help option.
Mm.
So help option I used.
Okay.
So when you use the help option, you can able to find out the syntax.
Mm-hmm.
By following the same syntax, you can able to get your outcome. But
Okay.
ensure that you have to give the prefix as a module. So you can see
Mm.
if you observe here, math dot square root, math dot power, math dot addition, math dot gamma, math dot seal, math dot
Okay.
round. So the system knows that you are using a module called mathematics dot
Mm.
function name.
Okay.
And square root is nothing but I require to square root only single number. So it's expecting only x value. So I just given as 16.
Mm-hmm.
So that system is giving an outcome as 4. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Yeah, good.
So power required two variables where first variable is going to behave like x, second
Mm-hmm.
variable behave like a y. You can see
Oh.
power x comma y.
Mm-hmm.
So power of x comma y is nothing but power of
Okay.
10 cube.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 1000 outcome you can find out.
Okay.
And no questions, right?
Yeah, good.
So you can see all the functions which are available here.
Okay.
So we need to understand by the method which I explained you, there is no other alternative method which is available. You can find out the module by going to Google. Once you
Mm-hmm.
come to once you get the module, by going to directory and help option, you can able to find out all the functions.
Okay.
Once you get all the functions, by using a help option, you can able to
No, the syntax, how it
exactly.
is. Okay.
So where we can use the Python in the sense, Python you can use it in real time multiple applications. There is no end right now in this current world because of infrastructure, because of investment, or because of getting explored to the environment and experience. There is no limit for right now. Earlier, at least because of infrastructure, we used to take a back step. For example, into 2000 year, the pen drive cost was 500 to 5000 rupees. Now it's just like a peanuts.
Mm.
The server cost also changed. The RAM cost is changed. So the infrastructure is drastically coming down.
Mm.
So everybody is ready to invest on a huge amount of database. So that is also helping a data scientist or helping us to do automation wherever it's possible. So that is the reason we'll say Python real-time application. There is no limit. We can extend to the level whatever we want. So it's live
Mm.
right now. So today Python is mostly used developing the following applications, automation applications for a data science. Nothing but a machine learning we can do. IoT, Internet of Things. Nothing since storing the data is much you can say economy right now. I can able to get the information about my vehicles. I can get able to get the information about my flights by using sensors, and I can store it. I can derive a pattern from that, whether the particular flight is coming on time on daily basis or not, or the driver behave, the flight pilot behavior. I can able to get a sense.
Mhm.
So Internet of Things, nothing but living things. Or if Yamini likes coffee, example, and
Mm.
every day she's going to a cafe coffee day. So why don't when a new Nescafe is launched near to her home, why don't you give a recommendation to Yamini
Mhm.
based on latitude and longitude of the cafe coffee day and the mobile uh, sensors from Yamini mobile?
Mhm.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So every day you're going at 9 o'clock, you're going to cafe coffee day, and you're sitting in cafe coffee day for coffee. So that
Mm.
means the latitude and longitude of your mobile and the cafe coffee day latitude and longitude are same. That means I can assume that you like coffee. So next day, when a new coffee showroom, may not be coffee day, it can be something like Nescafe or brew something, some coffee day, some showroom has been launched. I can give a proposal to you, say, hey, Yamini, you like coffee, why don't you try a new showroom which is launched very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I can do marketing. So nothing but Internet of Things.
Yeah.
So most of 90% of the coding they are doing with the help of Python.
Okay.
And they're doing this few things: data extraction, and do the analysis, and final build a model and give a proposal. 4 steps.
Mm-hmm.
It will take months together, but thing is, these 4 steps are involved. And when you say big data applications, the data can be in any size, can be stored from KB or MB, GB, terabyte, petabyte, gigabyte, or exabyte, or several segabyte. The data can be in any form. But when you say big data, it start from terabyte. Anything like a gigabyte or a megabyte or KBs, we cannot call it as a big data. We use a term called big data only from TB and upward direction: PB, EB, GB, EB, YB, and SB. If you're coming to just assume in 1 second how many people are opening Google and do the search activity, maybe any kind of search. Millions and trillions of data is generated in seconds. In a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
in a day, how many?
Like
It can be.
infinity.
It's not infinite. It's gigabyte, exabytes, or zettabytes.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine in a seconds and days how if the data is generating that much, how can you handle the amount of data, and how to analyze the data the person who searched is acceptable data or it's related to some kind of crime.
Mm-hmm.
How you're going to be analyzing it means by using some kind of program.
Mm-hmm.
So scientific application for R&D department they can do, and web application development. So the code what you're writing to develop any web by using other programming like Java or a C++ or a .NET, if you're taking 3-digit number line numbers which can be complete in 2-digit number. The reason
Oh.
is we have a flexibility to use modules and the functions. So with the help of those modules and functions, I can able to complete the code 1/4 within 1/4 of code I can able to finish. So administrative activities, nothing but like system network or database administration. Script easier to compare whether uh, any testing activities what we are doing is correct or not, or whether the operating systems is correct or not, or related to whether the network is blocked somewhere or not, or the optimization of the network usage. Everything you can able to do it. Hey boss, today is Sunday. The number of users who are logging is less, so you can do some kind of backup activities. So those kind of admin activities the system can do, and animations for user experience we can do it, and game development. For that we have a different module itself called Pygame. If you use the spy game, you can able to do any gaming related activities. So scheduling a task. So every day morning 9 o'clock I need to send a mail to my management by doing some kind of exercise like reporting, like pivot table I have to be create in Excel. It had shoot a mail to my management. This is scheduling a jobs we can do by using Python. And test cases, it can be a software test or hardware test. We can write a set of code line of program that by using a schedule that 100 the lines whatever you written in Python will be executed, and based on the outcome it either it will be send a mail or it will send a mail to developer. There is a remark, there is a bug in your code. So those things we can do it. Desktop application, it can be local environment applications you can create which can be handled by only single user, so to minimize your work. Or embedded application, graphs, all these are different uh, places or applications where you can use the Python. And these are few. And if you come into vertical wise, there is no limitation. Marketing, finance, HR, everywhere, every sector they can use this. So who are using Python massively today in the sense? Few examples here. Google, they're writing their entire script on Python. So for Google search engine recommendation, or right now if you're typing something in Google, Gmail, it's proposing the subsequent words.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
is also Google. They're using Python. The concept name is called NLP, Natural Language Processing,
Mm-hmm.
or Google Translator. On YouTube, so video sharing, and largely written in Python. So recommendation engine. For example, if Amini age is so and so, and she's a gender is a female, and she's located in the US, I'll recommend only English movies.
Mm-hmm.
And if her native is India, then I can recommend some Hindi or Telugu movies.
Okay.
So that recommendation engine is also inbuilt by writing Python code. Or if you're watching something um, uh, related to terrorist, I'm just taking an example, terrorist related YouTube channel, it will send a mail to CBI or NIA.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of words script has been written in Python for YouTube also. Or when you come into online games, the backend code is a Python.
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming to animations, the APIs which they're using, that is also in Python. Or iRobots for commercial military activity purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So BitTorrent. Earlier they're using Java. Right now they're migrating to Python
Okay.
for security purpose. And Google App Engine. Just now, as I told you, my translators we can use it. So email server, Iron Port email server. So uses more than 1 million lines of Python code to do the job. Email just sharing, hardware testing. Like every missions, hardware missions, they're using hardware testing by using Python code. On financial marketing, you can forecast or share market. You can predict whether gold is going to be high or low in the next couple of months based on economy standards. All these things you can here you can use your Python.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on this or you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So in tomorrow's class, I'll just explain you how to install IDLE, which is not installed by you.
Mm-hmm.
Anaconda doesn't have IDLE. The reason is you are going as a Python developer, not as a data scientist. So
Okay.
you need to know how to use multiple IDs like Spider, Jupyter,
Mm-hmm.
and the hardcode base editor.
Okay.
So that one we'll discuss tomorrow.
In my system, I have that Jupyter and
Jupyter,
Spider.
Jupyter and Spider are IDEs, interactive development environments.
Mm-hmm. Those
I'm not
two we
saying no. I'm
installed.
not saying no. What you're trying to say is Anaconda.
Yeah.
So this is one.
Anaconda Navigator. Yes.
So that is one. For
Mm-hmm.
directly, you can write your script there and you can execute it. But are you sure you are going to use only IDE, Jupyter, and Spider in tomorrow's client environment? Means we don't know.
Okay.
So, as a Python developer, you need to know how to write a script in a base in operating system command prompt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to cover in Jupyter. I'm going to be cover the same.
Okay.
I'm going to be show it in IDE and I'm going to be show it in base also, both.
Okay.
So tomorrow, if someone is asking you, hey, I don't have Jupyter or Spider in my environment, just do it everything in a base command prompt.
Okay.
You should not be feel uncomfortable. Though you're
Mm-hmm.
writing the same structure, same code, you should know how it's behaving in IDE or how it's behaving like editor.
So if I want to install that one, which one do I need to do?
I'll do that. Don't worry. Tomorrow I'll help you.
Okay.
That is the reason I told you. Don't worry. I'll take care of your installations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I practiced